You're listening to the Elevated News Podcast with two dope dudes. Here are your hosts, Dave and Aaron. Jesus. Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with two dope dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I am Aaron.
Hey, it's me, Dave.
Yeah, that's Dave. What's going on, dude?
Nothing. You should put all the claps in there. You should just show everybody how clappy we got.
No, I definitely cut it out. They don't need to see that.
Maybe at the end. Put
Maybe
it at the end.
at the
Like,
end.
if you guys really want to see what we're doing,
Man, I cut out a lot.
trying to clap. That's good. That's
I start recording early. You know what I mean?
better
Because
for me.
otherwise I'll forget.
Bro, I mean, the thing is, you're going to miss some gems.
I mean, I save all that stuff. So, like, eventually,
Yeah.
if I have time and if I want to,
Yeah.
I could cut a bunch of that stuff together. But, like, yeah, I save all the proxy stuff, but I get rid of the other stuff.
Yeah. Don't blame you.
But like I said, I just bought another 14 gig hard drive. So.
14 terabyte.
Yeah, 14 terabyte. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
14 gigabyte was, dude, you
Nothing.
remember? Well, I was just thinking about this with my buddy the other day. I'm like, bro, I remember when I got my first fucking 256 fucking megabyte MP3 player, and I
Yeah.
could store like 60 songs on it, 70
Was that
songs on it.
was that an iPod or was that the
Hell no.
Was it a Microsoft Zune?
It was neither one of them.
The Zunes were actually pretty cool.
It was the Chinese version,
Oh, okay.
$20 at the ghetto flea market. But you put like fucking, like I said, there was probably 70 songs. The fucking play quality was probably bad, but I was a kid. I loved music and I wanted to be able to use it other than, you remember the portable CD players? Bro, I had the portable CD player all
yeah.
the time.
I had one of those.
One of those
I had a bunch of those.
broke a bunch
Bro,
of them,
I had
dude.
like cassette. What are you talking about? I had like cassette tape players.
100%. So I
had
mean, listen, I'm not
I
that.
had mini cassettes. Shit.
Oh, okay. So now you're getting back a little bit further before me.
Yeah. Mini cassettes, baby.
But I definitely had to fucking wind up a little cassette once or twice,
yeah.
try and see if it played again, and then it always would go while it went over that cranked part.
I still have a bunch of like Grateful Dead tapes and stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a CD guy.
My dad's got some like actual stuff on like reel-to-reel tape,
Nice.
which is real like
nice.
good audio quality.
Yeah, I personally, I had a CD thing when I was a kid. That was like my form of hoarding stuff, I think. But I have still to this day, because but nobody wants CDs or never did. I have
CDs nuts.
Yeah, no, something like that. No, I like music, man.
No, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like I
like turtles.
I like turtles.
I'm cooked. I feel good.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
like turtles.
Yeah, shout out to Family Cannabis Crew 420 for getting us elevated.
Hey.
Yeah, shout out the upstairs dab bar. You know, and then in the secret closet.
Oh.
It's where the lions are.
Oh, the lions.
Yeah, by Garrio's.
The witch and the wardrobe.
Oh, dude, that was one of my favorite
Bro.
as a kid.
Yeah. Bro, you know what I saw the other day?
What's that?
Scrolling through fucking some satellite television.
What's that?
Indian in the Cupboard, bro.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I was thinking about that shit not long ago.
Feeling nostalgic as
Also,
fuck
some
for
of
a
my
minute,
favorite books
dude.
back in the day.
Holy shit. I couldn't believe it.
Shit.
Yeah. I see that.
You know what we need?
That
We
shit
need
felt-
we
made me
need
feel
an
good.
Encyclopedia Brown movie. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm into that.
Hell yeah. Talking about flashbacks. Put a little fucking miniature toy in the cupboard and it becomes
Bro.
a man.
Bro.
That's weird.
That's kind of wild.
I don't know if you can do that anymore.
No, I don't know if it's. I think you probably get canceled for some shit like that now.
Probably.
Yeah. But hey, listen, for me, there was like a I don't know why, but like you get nostalgia. You get that feeling sometimes,
Maybe a little.
bro. I think maybe because I forget so much shit until I'm back in the middle of it, and then I'm like, "Whoa, I do remember this shit." I don't know why I can do it, like, I I don't know, man. Like, I don't a lot of people tell me some stories about some shit that I lived through, and they're like, "You remember when you did that?" And I'm like, now that you're saying it, I can put myself back into the instance of." But
Well, yeah, because a memory is only a memory of a memory, and the more times you remember it, the more of a memory it becomes.
yeah. I just have every day's a good day. How do you remember every day?
Well,
I try to cherish them.
yeah, I think that's the point, is that if you're busy living and trying to enjoy what you have currently, then you don't necessarily need to remember all those other things.
Oh, okay. Living in the now.
Yeah, live in the now.
Hey, bro, let me tell you though, that nostalgia shit makes me feel really good.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It is a neat feeling when you're like, bro, my brain
You're
did not
like,
remember
I
this.
forgot about big wheels.
Oh, bananas and pajamas coming down the stairs or something like that, dude. You remember? No, maybe too a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, I might be a little bit younger. Maybe some people out there know
I'm sure some of them do.
Hey, bananas and
I'm surprised
pajamas.
that's what came out.
I don't know, bro, because you think about weird shit that when you were a kid.
I
I don't
mean,
know where it
I
came
grew up
from.
in the '80s. Everything was weird.
Dude, there was some weird shit,
It
man.
was like it
Ren
was.
and Stimpy's wild stuff.
I love
It
Ren. Ren and
bro,
Stimpy is great.
Rocco,
Rocco's Modern Life.
wild
Sure.
show. There's some weird shit. I went back and had watched some of the shit. Some of the things they did in there, wild, bro. I
There's a lot
couldn't
of
do
weird feet stuff,
yeah, I couldn't do enough drugs nowadays to even feel comfortable watching some of the shit.
but that's because of that Dan Harmon guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, one dude from Nickelodeon who's got like a foot fetish, and that's why everything is.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's like he had like a
No.
foot shaped pool and like. Yeah,
No.
yeah. He
Bro, I
was like a.
remember a lot of
Yeah,
things with like feet
yeah,
now. They
bro.
had like a orange fucking
Yeah,
foot with the
yeah,
Nickelodeon sign.
yeah. There was
No
a lot of like
way.
Amanda Bynes showing feet stuff, and like a lot of like was it not uh uh who are the dudes who do Good Burger?
Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel. I wanted to say
That
Key
was
and
a
Peele,
great fucking
but
movie
like
too.
think about like there's weird foot stuff in that, and like made them all do weird feet stuff. Yeah, bro.
You are blowing my mind right now, and you're 100% right. I can vividly re-see the shit now. Oh my god. Oh, bring it up, dude. There, I see, man. That's wild as shit. Yeah, I don't know. Does everybody out there, y'all remember rewind fees? We used to pay fucking $1 extra
I'm
at
sorry,
fucking
Dan
block.
Schneider, not Dan Schneider,
Hey, Dan Snyder.
not Dan Harmon. That's Dan Harmon's the dude from Nick and Morty.
Oh, okay. Hey, take it back. That guy?
That guy right there. That guy's in some. He was in some weird feet things.
Oh man. Accused of toxic Nickelodeon workplace.
Yeah, there's a
No
bunch of weird
way.
stuff. Anyway,
Dude, this is
welcome
why
to the Elevated News Podcast.
yeah, with what the fuck news. No, I see that's the thing though. There's like some innocence in what I fucking because I don't pay attention to shit. I don't know any of this shit. But then when I find out, I'm like, ah, fuck. I got shut down some Nickelodeon
I know.
thoughts in my brain.
I wanted to blow your mind. I like blowing your mind. It's like when you very first last year started getting into AI, and you were learning about prompts, and you get to blow
Bro,
your mind. That's like
bro,
another one. Just blow your mind with
bro.
useless information.
I'm
I
off
know.
the deep end now.
I know. We're gonna talk about AI in a bit.
You push me over the edge.
Yeah.
I'm into it. We can do these plugs, but
Cool.
you
Let's do the
push me
plugs.
over the edge.
We didn't even do plugs in the podcast that comes out today. Actually, we did them at the end, but I didn't even include them because it just messed with the flow. I just let it go. I just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Raw, real, organic.
Yeah, but let's do some plugs real quick because you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, for Two Dope Dudes. That's me and Dave on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all your other favorite podcast and streaming apps. The at Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like and leave a review. Hell yeah. Subscribe. This helps us reach more people with the algorithm. I appreciate the people who continuously comment. Appreciate you. You can always find us on supportdopepeople.com along with links to our other pods and free stickers just by providing your email and address. Actually, just started getting some requests for slaps again.
Nice.
So that's cool. And email us at twodopedudespodcast@gmail.com. For all your questions or things you'd like to talk about, or if you are somebody who would like to come on the podcast, send me an email. I'll send you a link, and to our scheduling, and you can schedule time to come podcast with us. Anybody who listens, I mean, that's let's talk.
Let's do something. Thing.
Yeah,
I'm into things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm Aaron,
and I'm Dave, and we're the Two Dope Dudes. We're here to tell you about the Crop Culture Box, where you get a curated selection of quality grow items and seeds to help you plant with a purpose.
Use our code 2DOPEDUDES for $10 off any box, $100 or more for new customers. Get the Goat Holiday Box and check out their selection of seeds too.
That's cropculture.net. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES.
Check out www.mrcbdchicago.com. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off at checkout.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, you should.
Yep.
MrCBDchicago.com. I promise you, this guy's got some really cool shit, and he's getting cooler shit every day.
Yeah, El Jefe CBD with Christian, one of our, I think I mentioned on the last podcast too. I'm starting to see product pictures of it out. It's it looks like a 500 milligram spray and tincture.
That's awesome.
And it looks like it's
really,
full
really
spectrum.
Cool.
It's got some really cool artwork.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm super into it. Shout out to House of Banditos and other people that are something Mr. CBD put together and is now a product.
Yeah,
you can get,
period, CBD.
Yeah,
get
CBD.
it in your life.
Get it in your life.
If you don't have it in your life, you're missing out on one of the most beneficial parts of this plant.
Yep.
Oh, God, they're in for a treat next week, aren't they, though?
Yeah, they're going to find out. They're going to find out.
Oh,
it's going to be fun.
Woo!
Mr. CBD is coming.
Yep. We
can't wait to have him.
Mr. CBD himself. Going to sit on the couch. Hey, look, not right here.
Not right here. We got another spot.
Well, hey, you know what, though? I wouldn't mind it. I'll put my arm around him. I like that guy.
Yeah.
I give him he could sit right here.
He's a good hugger. He's definitely a good hugger.
Guy. Mark, I can't wait to have you on.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk CBD. We're going to talk what Mark has going on and what the future looks like for maybe some hemp and some things too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's going down to.
It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good.
He's going down to Lobby Day with me too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually heard of a couple of people that have talked about it now.
I'm trying to get I think Charlie and Rochelle might go.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I'm trying to get something going together or something going within that community for a push for home grow for all.
Dope. That'd be super
Get
cool.
some grow stores behind you, local businesses, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that would be huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Transferred 16 plants for medical patients, 5 plants for everybody.
Yeah. That's a great one.
It's the best thought that has come through my little tiny brain in a while.
Okay, thegreengrow.com, www.thegreengrow.com. I just put out a reel yesterday on my Instagram because I was flipping to flower some plants in earth boxes, and I was using their soil amendments. They have really great soil amendments, and you can check that out on my Instagram. And you can find that through supportdopepeople.com or support_dope_people on Instagram.
Boom.
Yeah, really cool. So check
them out. Are you not following on Instagram?
Use code 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off your order. Yeah.
What are you doing? You got Instagram. What are you just looking at on there all day? Get away from that bad stuff. Get into some good stuff. Look at some weed porn.
Yeah. And shout out to the giveaway winner who lived in Alabama. And so they were not eligible to win.
Wow.
Yeah. Some people just see giveaways and just
get into it.
Just get into it. and it happened to be a giveaway. It happened to be somebody who lived in Alabama, and I was like, I'm sorry, this is for a local thing, but we did get a bunch of followers, so that's cool.
That's sweet. Thanks for following.
Instagram's got a cool community.
Yeah, thanks for
It's better
doing
than
that,
just
friends.
like heart and stuff on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, come to Illinois from Alabama.
Yeah.
And we'll hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Check me out if you don't mind. Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube. Just hit 400 subbies.
Let's go.
400. We
That's
just
cool.
got a cool little community of people that like to talk a little cannabis. We like to play some games and mess around. I'm ultimately there for cannabis information. If you ever have any questions about cannabis, please feel free. Thursday night after 8 p.m. Central Time, I am there for 4 or 5 hours, just ready to answer whatever you might have to question me for. So please.
We should get some of the
Okay.
homies from the community to come on here. I know there was some people that you had talked about wanting to sit down with, right?
Yeah, there could be some really sweet people to sit down and have some chats with, honestly. And I'm not like, here's the other thing too. We can have ultimately life chats and stuff, but like anybody who's probably listening to us this
Right.
far through this podcast, you probably enjoy cannabis.
Yeah.
So there's a reason behind it, and if your story is good enough and you would like to talk about why what you've gone through in cannabis is worthwhile, like I believe everybody's story in cannabis is worthwhile, and
Yeah.
then ultimately a lot of times it's really neat to bounce ideas off each other and then to have some different perspective and go, whoa, I actually went through that too. Like I said with you, that nostalgia thing, sometimes when I hear people talk about, well, I went through this experience, I'm like, dude, you know what I did? I
Yeah.
did do that once in the past. So anyway, no, please come share. I enjoy talking.
Oh yeah. Sweet. You want to do YouTube comments?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we got a couple YouTube comments. Cade Glade said the numbers are wild. I think we were talking about probably medical marijuana in Illinois. I think it had something to do with the Forbes article.
Oh.
Yeah. And then somebody had a question. I'm going to infuse oil for stir fry. Anybody else try this?
You can. You definitely can. You can infuse any oil.
Right.
So that's not a bad thing to do. Go ahead. I made a pesto pasta one time.
Yeah. How was it?
Phenomenal. We made it into the pesto actually. I think I used it in two different dishes.
Yeah.
One, I think the whole thing had like 2 grams of distillate. All right, so probably 1,000 ish milligrams minimum of
Right.
probably available THC. Even if we call distillate 90% or whatever the hell we want to call it, I'm here to say sometimes there's more going on. Anyway, just let's call it at the minimum, right? So maybe 600 to 700 milligrams, monstrous things, but we split it in between like 6 people a piece, so 100 and something milligrams. One or two people said it was way too much for them. A couple of us who are way more experienced actually had a fantastic time with it. So, yeah, I definitely have had some experience, and just make sure you are decarboxylating your flour, which, if you're not familiar with decarboxylation, that is where we transition cannabis from its non-active THCA into its active THC, and then you can infuse that into your oil a little bit more actively.
Either heat or chemical.
Heat is the way.
Right. I'm just saying, but the two ways to do it is
100%.
heat or chemical.
Correct.
But heating is generally the preferred method.
Heat is the way I would recommend to you. I think it's 220 for it's
Yeah,
it's
I think
220
they
for like
they did that.
7-8
yeah.
minutes, something like that.
I provided them with some good quality
Pretty
starting material.
General, yeah, sweet. I love that. I love that people are infusing their food with it now. I made some ice cream with it once. That was really good. We've done pasta a couple of times. So we got really into like this kick of trying to infuse different like oils and things and using it for different
Yeah.
stuff. The pesto was good, man. That one sticks out to me. But we made a lasagna one time that had like 3 grams of oil in it, and
I'm
kind of
for it, dude. I like the edibles sometimes. You know what I mean?
yeah, make you sleep good.
Man, this thing might be dead.
No.
It's fine.
Mm.
Hey, do you want to get into some news?
Tell me about it. What's going on, man?
So there's a couple good things going on. Like I said, like we've discussed on previous podcasts, they're not really what the state has reported. They're going to do a bunch of individual bills this year for cannabis. They're no longer interested in doing a omnibus. So we're seeing
Right.
a lot of different bills starting to be filed in this session.
And we have a House Bill 5633.
Yes. So this one, it would remove the registration requirement for cannabis patients. So it would remove the requirement in order to substantiate a patient's medical condition. A patient must provide the name of the registered medical cannabis dispensing organization, which means saying that like on the when you have a medical card, you have to go online and say this is the place that I shop at, right?
Yes. But that's what they're saying there. They want to introduce that back again?
Nope. So it amends the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Program Act by deleting a registered qualifying patient shall notify the Department of Public Health of any change to his or her designated registered dispensing organization. The Department of Public Health shall provide for immediately changes of a registered qualified patient's designated registered dispensing organization. Registered dispensing organizations must comply with all requirements to this act.
She just buzzed.
So it also provides that a patient may purchase medical cannabis from any licensed dispensing organization during the provisional registration period, which, as we've talked about, is you go through one of these doctor systems, like pot doctors or whatever, like Green Docs or Doctor Consulter or whoever else is your what's that other one, like Medcare, Compassionate Medcare, one of those. They're all pot doctors. You go through, you say, this is what I have. You provide them the information. They certify you, and then it's up to the state, right, to figure
Yeah.
it out. They've got 90 days. That's the provisional. Also, if you get
Yeah, but
opioids, that's provisional, right?
nowadays the licensing process, from my understanding, has become substantially smoother
Oh, yeah, it is.
than what it used to be.
Right.
I was talking to a uh patient, somebody who wanted to get their minor into. So they were asking me what the process looked like, and they were intimidated, super scared, whatever. I was like, listen, can we talk? Can we communicate? Because we were doing it through text
Right.
or whatever. And they were like, sure. So I called them, and it just, people are so on edge to do the first steps. Ask your primary care physician. And that's what I was like, have you ever asked their primary
Well,
if they would do it? And
because most of the time they won't.
so most people are just too intimidated
Right.
to. And it's not most times that they won't. A lot more of them will and don't know what the process is. Some of them organizationally
Right.
have a block on it, which we know that has been a thing since forever with this thing. But in these smaller offices that
Yeah.
some of us are stopping into, some of these people are definitely willing to, because it's not, they're not signing off that you have they're certifying that you have a condition. What you do is look at the list of the state, and if you have one of the
Yeah.
conditions, it's not a question anymore. You qualify.
Right.
You can get the license no matter what. So all you have to do is have a doctor certify that you have it. But in
Well,
your
okay, I see what you're
in your
saying.
medical records, it says
Yeah.
the laundry list, because now I think there's what, 60 something qualifying conditions.
We're
It's huge.
we're talking about two different things. So like actually I don't think our qualifying conditions have changed that much. They
I
haven't
think it's like
changed in a while.
60 something.
We'll check on that. You might be right. But like I'm talking about like actually going through like getting your doctor to sign the like the state form saying that they're certifying that you have the thing. And
It
you're
literally the day that you
and
walk
you're
in.
talking about like actually being diagnosed with the disease
Not
through
at
your
all.
okay.
Not at all. What I'm saying is you take your medical records because you have a condition already.
Right.
You can look at the list. If you fall into any one of the
Yeah.
numbers of, I think
Yeah.
it's 60 conditions. If you have that, your doctor, no matter who he is, doesn't matter. They recognize you and treat you for that condition.
Correct.
So you can walk into the doctor, tell them, put into the state system, because the state system through the, what is it, the IDPH or whatever it is, has a system that these doctors know about. They're not fools to it. They can sign into it, and then they put your information, and then you go into the state system and put your information into it as well, and they send you a provisional card. Now, through this provisional card process, you're still able to purchase cannabis. You don't get a physical, real medical card or a license like you used to as fast. And I don't know if that process is quicker or not. But yeah, I just walked a young lady through a minor process, and within 2 days they were at the dispensary. From me talking to them, they then the next day went to the doctor, said, "Hey, I don't know." They didn't even set up an appointment. They said, "Hey, can we stop in?" They said, "Under what's going on in the state," and she came with her information. They know you're on the qualifying list of conditions. So now within the state standards, you can recognize and just certify that I have this condition. And then they put the information through, and then it's a real kind of easy process. You go to the IDPH, you put your information in, as long as it matches up with the doctor's back end and yours matches up, the state then approves you. And sometimes that can be a process, but it's good that no matter what, if any gap shortening between you knowing that you have a condition and you being able to access medicinal use of cannabis is it's anything's a win, because you should be able to, no matter what, as long as I think everybody should have kind of the same go at cannabis, right? Like the prices are already high at $60 an eighth or whatever. So to have lower tax brackets because you're a medical patient is a beautiful thing. So you should do it if you're purchasing cannabis from a dispensary, no matter what. But
Well, yeah.
as a qualifying patient,
It wasn't
too,
easy to find, but I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So, but what this bill is doing is what it's doing is it's making it so that you can actually use your medical card at any dispensary
In the
you
provisional
right,
portion, right?
right.
Because I think in the provisional portion, you're stuck at one dispensary, I think,
Well, you're still stuck at
until you have a
Right,
physical medical
right,
card or
right.
whatever it is. I think you're stuck at one
right,
dispensary.
exactly.
So this thing would make it so that you could move around in the different ones, which is
Right.
perfectly fine, and I like that. But anything that gets them access to this stuff,
Yeah, to more stuff
quick,
is better.
Yeah,
So
1000%.
So for this legislative session, what is this, House Bill 6533? It's only one of 3 introduced House bills dealing with registered medical patients, which, as we know, as we've said, is, the state is more worried about taxes than, medical users or medical use of cannabis, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
The most significant House bill for cannabis patients would eliminate healthcare facility restrictions on medical cannabis used by a registered qualifying patient. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
And then House Bill 4665 is basically a protective tax rate amendment for medical patients. And so that's all they're really worried about for medical patients this year, it seems like.
A tax rate amendment, which means that it's going to go up?
No, it's a protective one.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it does say protective right there.
The only significant Illinois Senate bill introduced this session was Senate Bill 3099, which would eliminate the requirements for a physical medical cannabis examination for those applying for a medical card and registered care holders in the medical cannabis program. I didn't know registered card holders, had to have a physical examination. That's crazy. I didn't have to have one.
You don't need
I know,
to.
that's hilarious, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild. That would be sweet, though. I mean, like I just said, and I think that's the whole point. Once you get diagnosed with a condition by one of these networks of doctors, your information's out there immediately.
Yeah.
They know, everybody can call you.
Well, the
Whatever
other thing is that one of these other, like, these pod doctors, they're relatively inexpensive too.
Go to. That's
They're like, it's
but
like
that's
$100, $150.
I literally told the lady too. I said, go to your primary first because it doesn't cost you anything because it's under your
Sure.
insurance plan or whatever,
Yeah,
right? Like,
try
get
your
them.
primary first.
If you're
but-
already paying into these insurance schemes and whatever, you might as well fucking use it for something.
Well, yeah.
And if they can't be the ones to sign the shit, then you're like, well, what the fuck's good for me to be in this damn network anyway?
Yeah, well-
if you don't believe in cannabis use, which is something that me and my family believe in, and a lot of the close networks do, you'd be
your mom is
surprised.
the biggest pothead I know.
Yeah, 1,000%.
She needs it, though.
I know. I've been trying to tell her, like, hey, smoke some weed, man. It's time.
Get her
Time has come.
into edibles.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll help the sleep pattern a little bit more and stuff. But now that the retirement's here, like, I think it's probably a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But no, and she comes from a medical background, and she was intimidated because of the network that she worked in.
Right.
She was always like, well, what if they randomly drug test me? I'm like, Ma, how many times have you been drug tested in your fucking life?
Right.
You know, like literally. And she's like, well, that's not the point. I said, yes, the fuck it is. Like, there's a lot of things that we check ourselves at and we go, no, I'm going to hold something back because I'm scared of something else. And the scare of one thing outweighs the benefit of the other. And that's okay.
Right.
Like, but to downplay and the whole time to go, no, fuck cannabis, that's not the thing, it's not going to help me, oh, it's a little silly thing for you, whatever. But then to see me make a career out of it even and whatever, it's like, well, okay, well, it's at least something now, right? Like, you can't totally neglect it. But then also to watch some of the direct stories around me develop where I've been able to assist and help people, and she's been close enough to even hear in on
Right.
some of the conversations and whatever. I mean, it's a very neat thing that when used in the right place, like, golly, is it cool. And to call it medical is beautiful, right? Like, I love that. Use it for a more healing, a physically healing, a mentally healing, literally a healing thing. I love that. That's completely fine. But it's just, at the end of the day, it's just cannabis use, man. Let everybody have access to it at a rate that's sustainable, right? And I think, like, yeah, I don't know. I think I saw that you had
there's people around the world. There's people around the world that are starting to, really come into their own. And that kind of leads into our next one, which is Germany lawmakers on Friday. This was like late February 23rd.
Yep.
They approved a government plan to liberalize rules on cannabis, paving the way for the country to decriminalize limited amounts of marijuana and allow members of cannabis clubs to buy it for recreational purposes.
Nice.
I think this is great.
That's really cool.
Parliament's lower house, or Bundestag, backed the legislation, a prominent reform project of Chancellor Olaf Scholz's socially liberal governing coalition, by 407 votes to 226.
Damn, that's
There were
pretty big.
4 people who abstained. Now, Health Minister Karl Lauterbach said the government's aim to fight the black market and better protect young people. So that's what they're trying to do.
Well, and so, like,
But Europe's also different. People like point to Europe and like, oh, Europe's like this or Europe's like that, but like 2 hours is a very long, like, that's like countries in Europe. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you drive 2 hours, and people think that's like super far.
I love that everybody says, like, oh, we're going to fight the black market. I think like that's just a way for people that are not that are too like bamboozled by all the shit, the politics and the everything to be like, oh, I'm into that, whatever.
Well, hold
But
on.
like, they're just
Like anything that you regulate or you like make scarce, there will be people like scarcity is what happens when you prohibit something or you artificially prohibit
yeah.
something. So there's always going to be somebody who's going to be trying to get around that. So the answer is to stop prohibiting it, stop regulating it, stop trying to control it, and that's how you know
Let the
lit
market be its own.
right.
And the thing is, like, they would still they would still be able to tax the thing. They're taxing everything. It's going to keep being
They'd be
fucking
able to
taxed
tax
no
so
matter
much more of
what,
it
right?
though.
But that's the fucking thing. They always say they want to become they want to combat the black market. The fuck they do. They want to
Corner the black
they
market.
want to they want to literally corner they want to be the hey, come get it from us. We're doing it right. It's
Right.
legal. Everything is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like a lot they do get some sheeple that kind of just flock to it and whatever, and we see the numbers, billions of dollars a year getting
Yeah.
shoved into these programs,
Yeah.
and that's perfectly fine. I mean, it is what it is. What's happening outside of it? Who even knows? Still, the numbers are probably astronomical, but it's because they're bad at what they do. They're
Yeah.
bad fucking drug
He
dealers,
said,
bro.
so this Karl Lauterbach guy said, current laws in the European Union's most populous nation have failed, with consumption rising and increasing problems with contaminated or overly concentrated cannabis. By the way, did you see in like I think it was Spain, they busted this grow spot and because it was ultra concentrated cannabis. Do you know what it was? They were just washing cannabis and making it into like pressing it into like live resin. And so they're like, "Oh my god, the resins. Like they like swatted this place." It's crazy, right?
No.
That's crazy. But I mean, that's the laws
I
out
did
there.
not say well, dude, and that's it's wild. I'm cool with other people getting on board and normalizing the thing to a certain degree, but the normalization of this has not been for anybody's benefit except for these governments or whatever to just become legalized. I mean, they just wanted a piece of the market, bro. They knew
Yeah.
that fucking the shit was going on. And I genuinely believe that they're bad at it. All of us know that they're bad at it. Fix some of the shit if you want to do it. I mean, listen, if you're the government, you can listen up.
Oh,
Fix.
7 billion people.
Hey,
Yeah, that's why
yeah.
our views are so high.
You want to get good at fucking selling shit, fucking decrease the prices a little bit, man. Just,
Well, that won't happen. So
that's what I'm saying.
this dude noted that he himself long opposed legalizing cannabis, which is okay. You can oppose it. Argued that addiction researchers say removing the taboo around marijuana and giving information on its risks is the right approach. Correct. Uh, the bill foresees legalizing possession by adults of up to 25 grams, which is almost an ounce, they say. Almost nearly 1 ounce of marijuana for recreational purposes and allowing individuals to grow up to 3 plants on their own.
Damn,
Okay.
that's all right.
And that part of the legislation is supposed to take effect on April 1st. I hope on April 1st they just like start busting people's doors down. They're like, April Fools.
Yeah, yeah.
Ha ha ha. German.
Oh hell no.
Uh that's stupid.
That's
German
so dumb.
German
It's so funny.
yeah. We tricked you. Ha ha.
3 plants, you go to jail.
You go to jail. Ha ha ha. At least our trains run on time.
Yeah.
German residents who are 18 and older would be allowed to join nonprofit cannabis clubs with a maximum 500 members each starting July 1st. The clubs would be allowed to grow cannabis for members' personal consumption. That's cool. Individuals would be allowed to buy up to 25 grams a day or a maximum of 50 grams per month. A figure limited to 30 grams for under 21s
Wait, but your possession limit is 25 grams.
per day. That's what you'd
and
be
50
allowed to
grams
buy.
per month, but and then you got to stay within your 500 member group.
You get an ounce and a half per month,
Dude,
basically.
let me do some quick math really quick.
So if you can
500
have,
times 50.
if,
Well, I mean, I already got this 25,000 grams, right? What's 25,000 grams? Let me do some quick math. What's it? 25,000. Then you divide that by what is it? 456.
sure.
Yeah, let's call it that. 54-ish, 55-ish pounds of cannabis for 55 people or for 500 people. That's a month, right?
That's quite a bit of marijuana.
I mean,
To
500 people.
Well,
Let's
no. If we're saying, are you saying like you think that's what's gonna like that's what's gonna go out every month?
That's
Do you think
that's
everybody's
their
gonna get their
maximum allowable,
right?
bro. That's booty juice. I used to make one purchase from a place 55 fucking pounds, dude.
I know.
You know what I mean? We bought
I'm just
hundreds
saying
of
that's
pounds at
still
a
a lot
time
to
from
that's still a lot to grow. 22 pounds per month, is that what you said?
55.
Or 55?
Yeah, but it's for one group that can only oversee 500 members.
Right.
I wonder what the maximum growing limit is per, because they got to have like a cultivation, right? Or is this only coming from the three? Well, hold on. I'm trying to unpack that right now. Okay, so does the 500 members get to grow 3 plants and then they get to provide the 55 pounds of cannabis a month? Or
No.
is the
The,
club
the clubs would be
itself?
allowed to grow cannabis for members' personal consumption. So the club actually the club is basically your dispensary, but it's a nonprofit. That's how they do it. And like, I think
Oh,
that's how
okay,
they
the
did it in
clubs would be allowed to.
Amsterdam.
So damn, the clubs are
Cannabis
allowed to
club.
grow 55 pounds of
That's what I'm saying,
cannabis a
dude.
day
Per month.
per month.
That's
How
a
many
lot
plants is
that's
that?
a lot.
That's like
It depends
120
on
plants ish, like a half pound of
depends
plant.
on what your SOP is.
Yeah.
Depends on how you're growing. Something like that, if you're trying to get 55 pounds per month, you would have to I mean,
What's an average yield from a plant? Because I've heard some people
Goat
say that
told
they've
me
gotten.
Goat told me he gets about a pound per plant.
Yeah,
A pound to 2
that's what
pounds
I've
per
heard,
plant.
that when people are really good
Yeah.
at growing, that is an actual
Yeah.
thing. I've heard that somewhere in an average, because not everybody is necessarily good at it, is maybe like a half pound per plant. That's
Yeah,
always been
and
what
that's
my
okay too.
thought was at.
And depending on if you're running autoflowers, what your genetics are, what your growing SOP is, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying that's a lot of weed to continuously in a continuous grow to have
per month.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's a
Well,
lot
and
of
so like,
weed.
what do? You harvest every 2 to 3 months, and then it takes you another month or so to cure. So you're on a 3-month cycle or so. So you have to like start 3 months in advance,
Well,
but
yeah,
then every month start another 3-month cycle, right?
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
So then,
crazy. That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, it just seems like make sure you keep up on your work. So then you'd have to have the ability to have what fucking fuck, man.
It's a lot of plants.
Yeah.
Some of these craft grows out there, Man, I started looking at some of these new craft grow social equity places, some of their flour that they're putting out. It's all THCA. All THCA.
Yeah.
All right. Why am I going to pay?
Yeah,
Why
but
am I going to pay dispensary
not-
prices
not-
for THCA weed?
Yeah, but not THCA hemp flower.
Huh.
It's
Yeah.
THCA cannabis flower.
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Oh, obviously.
Because, I mean, but the only discrepancy is why you're going to pay anything for the taxation.
I don't pay
in
the
this
tax,
state
so it's
is
medical.
fucking crazy. Well, okay, so can I also tell you what I've heard? A lot of things that are going on here. I've heard some insights, some maybe some possibilities. All right,
Yeah.
some of these craft grows are just getting, obviously, their genetics from other fucking cultivators in the state.
There's only 2 craft grows, I think. Oregonics has their own genetics.
Right.
And Illinois Collective has their own genetics. Everybody else is white, either changing names or white labeling.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard, is
Yeah.
that a lot of this
Correct.
is just, and then maybe not even growing their own at the beginning,
No, they're
but
white labeling. Yeah.
buying fucking a bunch of product,
Yes.
putting it into their
Yes.
labels, and then pushing it out for the beginning.
That's
Yeah,
what I mean
what
by
a
white
wild
that's what I mean by
process.
white labeling. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what's happening in Illinois. There's not actual any competition or anything new going on.
yeah, you're
It is completely run by a few select big MSO groups, and everybody else trying to get in is upset. And that's why you're going to see a lot of the social equity places
oh, they'll get
go out of
eaten up. Yeah.
business. This summer is going to be great. I think 2 or 3 eateries I just saw have gone out of business.
Okay. Well, and the thing is, dude, like this is a market that is not necessarily like they're not trying to invite any new players, right? So like the thing is, all of the people who have licenses now
Right.
were out there lobbying 10 fucking years ago,
Correct.
15 years ago.
Correct.
We're 15 years fucking behind if you start today. And it's not that it's a bad place to start, because you got to start fucking somewhere. You got to start fucking doing the work. But now those people are lobbying to keep you the fuck out.
Yeah, 100%.
They're making it so that it's like, well, what about us? We were the ones who started. And that it's just this endless fight, right?
Yeah.
None of it gives a flying fuck for the integrity of the plant, or the vast variety of what the plant is capable of
Mhm.
doing too, right? Because it's very cool to me. I'm always one that's like, there's just too much going on with the names and the whatever. I like exotic genetics. I think things that come out and
Oh, you
are
know those
kind of
guys?
different and
Shout out to Exotic Genetics.
oh yeah, nice.
Good cut.
Yeah. I just like things that come out and are different.
Yeah.
I like things that are I like the vast varieties of cannabis, and then I like when the different varieties of cannabis are grown really well. That's what matters to me most, is a quality grown thing. But like this market that they're building out there with the different licenses they're giving out for people to sell the product,
Right.
it's not for the fucking plant. It's
No.
not for the integrity or the backbone. It's not to make this thing great. Because I watched also at the beginning, sorry to keep bumping the fucking microphone. At the beginning, you're gonna see this in editing. You're gonna be like, I'm sorry again. A lot of people aren't doing it because they want to see a progression or a in the medicine of it. And I hate saying medicine, because medicine, recreational, whatever. Like I said, it sounds better, but like recreation sounds terrible, right? It just sounds like you're having fun. None of it means anything. The use of cannabis, just what are we using fucking cannabis for?
Yeah.
And whatever your personal use is fine. That's why it's okay. What they're doing to it out there, and the competitive market that they're trying to build up,
Is ruining it.
it's not not, and maybe not only is it ruining it, it's stressing the fucking plant out so bad. We've got the fucking latent hop virus, fucking whatever. The everything is just, they're stressing the shit out
Hop
of it.
latent viroid.
Yeah, there you go. That shit is I watched at the beginning, it was different strains of things that they were stressing out so hard.
Well, it came from the hops plant because the hops plant is grown in pretty similar conditions to hemp and cannabis.
Yeah, it comes
And
from the same
Y-
family
Yeah,
tree.
and so what happened was that all the hops farmers were just like, well, it doesn't affect us. But much like what we saw in recent years with the pandemic, things can hop and change, and it mutated and started attacking cannabis and hemp plants. And I was talking about this a couple years ago. We were talking
Yeah,
about this on.
100%.
I was sending you news articles when you first started streaming about this, about how it was ruining the plants and it was going to be a big thing, and it's starting to become a big thing.
Yeah.
And because people didn't take care of the stuff that needed to get taken care of, instead they were just worried about bottom dollar line, or we don't want to spend money on pesticides for our fields, or whatever the hell, preventative measures, IPM, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of what they're doing now with the market. They're losing sight of all the things, is kind of what you were saying.
It became more of a thing of massive supply and demand, which
Right.
is not. I get that. That's what markets are made of. What the fuck are you talking about? What I'm talking about is that it is driven based off of financial growth,
Right.
and not for anybody, not for you and me, all right? Not for anybody who has to go purchase cannabis from a fucking dispensary.
Right.
They did not make it for any one of us. They did it for themselves, and they did it so um against natural cannabis culture. The very chill, we're hanging out with our friends, we're doing this thing
Right.
because it makes us feel good. It helps the communication, it helps the
Right.
community, it helps the bonding and the family aspect of all of the things that we do, and it helps us make progress.
Yeah.
And I just out there, it is made literally for the production of dollar bills.
Yep.
And it's not that that's a bad thing. If you're seeking to make dollar bills, the market is set up for people to make dollar bills, even get jobs and do whatever you need to do. But um for original players, unless you want to, and I think the thing is, they probably have to white label, man. They probably,
Yeah.
because
Because
how
what
do you
else can
come
you
in
do?
now
We've been talking about
and
it.
just to
Yeah.
supply 500 people with only 50 grams a month? And I say only, right? But only 50 grams a month. And imagine what that means to every single consumer who uses concentrates and shit, where you've got to
Right.
take 3, 4, 5 grams of raw product to make something else
Right.
out of it, where you've got to take 7, 10 grams
Yeah,
of product to
if
get something
if you're
raw back out
getting
of it.
if you're pressing 5 grams and you get 1 gram, you have a good yield.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You
a
know what
big,
I'm
yeah,
saying? 5 to
100%.
10 grams for 1 gram is a fairly good yield.
100%. To get 20%
Yeah.
back is really good. Yeah. But and so if you start to think about that, if they even press, you know,
Right.
50% of their shit and only get a 20% yield back out of it, it's like 5 pounds of that. So now they got 25 pounds of
Well,
fucking
they're probably not.
flour and 5 pounds of
Germany's probably not
concentrate.
going to allow
Concentrates and
concentrates. So they have an advertising ban, or sponsoring cannabis, and all the clubs and consumption places won't be allowed in the immediate vicinity of schools, playgrounds, and sports facilities. I think that's fair.
yeah.
An evaluation of the legislation's effect on protection of children and youth is to be carried out within 18 months of the legislation taking effect. I also think that's fair.
Yeah.
The main center right opposition bloc, whatever that is in European, that's probably like our far left, vehemently opposes the change. Blah, blah, blah. They argued some BS. And
I mean,
originally they wanted to allow the sale of cannabis to adults across the country, like kind of like we have here. But I think more of the upper people in the European Union were like, nah, we're not going to do that. Like, you can do that there, but
well, and I imagine it's probably better. This is my guesstimation, and you're hearing me say give access to everybody. It probably works better with a slower rollout like
Right.
this, to introduce it to the fucking masses and
Yeah.
to have a groundworks for it before you explode it and open it up to everybody, and then shit gets really weird. What this sounds like, though, is that everybody can get the 3 plant thing. You just got to become
Yeah.
part of the club. Well, so
No, I think everybody can grow 3 plants, and if you want to buy weed, you have to be a member of the club, which is like the dispensary, and they're only allowed to service 500 people.
But the whole fucking country can grow 3 plants.
Yeah.
That's a big move.
It is a big
man.
move. That's a great move.
That's a big move. If tomorrow fucking Biden came out and said, "Hey, y'all can grow fucking 5 plants of cannabis. Go ahead, fucking I'm over it."
Yeah,
That'd be huge.
it would be huge.
Yeah. I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. Got my ice cream. I don't know. My people expect it by Monday.
I'll go to bed.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
fucking, I don't know. Anyway,
Election year, baby. But yeah, good for Germany, dude. That's
no,
really fucking cool. And like shout out to, you know, other people in the world who are actually starting to understand that like this is not something that we need to demonize and that we need
it's
to.
not a scary thing.
Yeah, it's not a scary thing.
It's definitely not a scary thing. And not only is it not a scary thing, use it correctly. It is
Yeah.
fucking, I've heard
It's a
people call
wild
it a
ride.
miracle.
It's a wild ride.
Yeah, I've heard people call it a miracle, you know?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, fucking cool. That's another show. I think that's episode 36.
Sheesh.
Episode 36. We're almost coming up here pretty soon on, before you know it, we'll be at episode 52, which will be a whole year of doing it. Although
Dude,
I think we missed
pretty-
a couple months or a couple weeks in there, right?
This is 36.
This is episode 36.
Get ready for 37.
Yeah,
baby.
get ready for 37.
Oh,
It's gonna be
God,
dope.
Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
All
So
right.
we can't wait. But yeah, we love you all. Thank you for watching, listening. Hope you like the new wall.
Dude,
It's pretty dope, right?
my guy here painted this wall.
Yeah, super
And
easy.
It looks really nice.
We're gonna get some artwork or something back there. We haven't. Like I said, you know,
I had this sweet idea. We were talking about it the
Yeah,
other day.
we'll do
We're
something
gonna
cool.
Try. All right.
All right, but yeah, we love you all. Smoke weed every day.
Thanks again. If
Yeah.
you're still here, hit the like button. And if
Yeah.
you're just listening in, hit the like button, subscribe,
Yeah.
and all those thingies.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
Smoke weed every day. We love you all. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.